Hi friends, so let's begin with today's analysis. I think again one more splendid, fabulous day for the Indian markets, and this has been the story for last 5 or 6 days that we are getting huge moves on the upside from these markets, and that is what is actually keep the market fascinating, and we're actually involved in the market because when we get such type of ferocious moves, the profits are also they're quick to be made. So that's what industry is going in the market. So let's decode the markets, what has been done, and how much else, or let's say how much further legs can be anticipated in the market, and so on. Again, let's start with the global markets first. So I think US markets had a bad session yesterday. uh, Dow was down around 700 points, and Nasdaq was down by around 500 points. Nasdaq, anyways, was down in the futures also yesterday because of that $5 billion amount that they have to absorb on the Nvidia part, which was showing pre-market downfall of around 7 to 8%. Uh, uh, Dow was actually pretty flat yesterday after news came from China that they're ready to talk with the US, but provided they do it in a decent manner. That's what the news came, and the markets were actually rejoicing after it. But the actual session didn't pan out to be that way. What was the actual culprit? Culprit was actually the commentary from Mr. Jerome Powell, who's the Fed chairman. There was a speech lined up yesterday from him, and he gave some negative comments. So, what are those negative comments? So, any negative comment that you can expect from a governor, he gave all those negative comments. So, he told that inflation, we have done a good work for inflation for the last 2 3 years, but now the inflation target, or let's say the inflation trajectory, can increase from here. We are very uncertain on the inflation part, but we are sure that inflation cannot decrease from here, and there are very high chances that inflation can again rise from here on. That's one negative part which he gave. Second part he gave is we are not in a situation to predict anything on the interest rates. It's not that somebody can come and really tell us to cut the interest rate and we'll cut the interest rates. This is what Mr. Trump told during the meltdown of the US markets, that Fed should come, they should not play politics, they should come and cut the rates. He told very categorically that we are data dependent, we'll continue to depend on data, and nobody, including Trump, can come and dominate us or force us to take some decisions this way or that way. There was some news which was flowing, or let's say indirect news which was flowing in the US market, that probably Fed can come and they can do a intra rate cut, which means they can do a rate cut before the meeting itself. But that didn't happen at all. Mr. Powell was in no mood at all to even discuss on the interest rate. So interest rate cuts is a far reaching thing. They will remain data dependent as they were, and they're not going to cut any interest rates. But still, the dot plot is saying three rate cuts for this year. So, which means that we should expect some rate cuts from June policy onwards. Let's see how it goes. That's what he told, and that was again not liked by the markets. He told that the growth is slowing down. So he told that the economy was in good condition when it was handed over to Mr. Trump. The economy was growing at around 2.1 to 2.4%, but now the growth of the economy is slowing down, and he is expecting that the growth will further slow down. He also told that there is a lot of uncertainty. It is difficult to predict the decisions, difficult to predict the markets, difficult to predict any trajectory of any data. So he was very worried on those lines, and that's what he told in the yesterday's speech as well. And so inflation he's thinking to be high, growth he's thinking to be slow down, interest rate cuts he has ruled out any such thing. These are three things which the market didn't like at all, because then we are entering into a stage of stagflation, which we have been saying. I've been saying for last 1 month or so that US will enter into a stage of stagflation. This is where we are going to. So because of this three statements from Mr. Powell, markets actually fell down a lot. Although the futures today was showing some recovery as we were closing down. I think Dow futures at one point of time were around 4.4 points up, and I think Nasdaq futures were also around 30 points up. So they were trying to cover 50% of the losses of yesterday. But that was only futures part. Let's see how the action session pans out to be. So that's was the reason for the fall of the US market yesterday, and some results also came from one or two companies which were not good, and the commentaries from the companies are also not coming good. So the banks are giving very good results for the US market, but they are giving bad commentary, which is why the Dow is not able to rise. It contains most of the banking stocks. But even if, in spite even if the results are coming good, the commentary is coming either bad or uncertain, which is not allowing the markets to actually rise from here on. So that is what the problem will continue with US market, because people will be, in dilemma whether the markets can shoot out from here on. So that's one part. So because of the results, because of this speech from Mr. Powell, there were two things which actually pulled down the markets. And third thing which pulled down the markets was the commentary from China. So what did China say in US market hours? He told that he is ready to talk with US, but with two conditions. So first thing, he wants the sanctions to be removed on China due to Taiwan issue, which was put on him. So he wants some reduction in sanctions on China. Second, he is saying that he wants to appoint a third person who will study all these trade deficits and what are the things to be decreased, increased, and whatever he will say, then Mr. Jinping and Mr. Trump should sign on that. So he wants a third party as a negotiator, let's say as a person who can study things deeply and come out to a conclusion. These are the two things which were told by China, and one more action which they have taken is they stopped, or they announced that they will not be buying any aircraft from Boeing, which actually led the fall of this stock, Boeing stock, in the US market hour. So three things which came from China, three things which came from Powell. Uh, Another thing was the commentary from the company which is coming back, and some of the companies are saying that. So, for example, GE has told that they will be, if those prices continue, they will have to increase the automobile prices from the summer onward, which means from May onwards, they have to take some price hikes. That was one news which came from GE automaker, and one more news came from, I think, their aluminum manufacturer, which was told that they absorbed some, I think, $1.2 million kind of a loss this time. So these are the different kind of news which actually led to the downfall of the US markets. Now, very interesting point, one more thing which came up is Trump is absolutely silent. There is no news coming from Trump. He's become silent because now he's under tremendous pressure. Mr. Powell is not with him. His economy is sinking. The companies are not doing good. A lot of lawsuits are getting filed against US and Mr. Trump. China is actually gaining momentum and they are actually winning this war. It's actually 1-0, which many people are saying that the first round of war is actually won by China. Uh, China is twisting their arms in terms of they have stopped the export of these precious metals which US desperately wants, and moreover the bonds which are getting sold desperately have led to the increasing bond yields, which means that refinancing will happen even more costlier, and this is what Trump did not want it. So only news which came from Trump was for Japan. That was that a lot of hard work has been done for Japan, and a lot of we are expecting some good things from Japan. That is what he told, but nothing more than that on China or either Europe at all. So Europe, they are keeping it intentionally sidelined. I think they are trying to have a bargain between Russia and Europe. They are thinking whether to go with Russia or whether to go with Europe. I think that is one kind of thought which is going on in US mind. So that is why Europe is on standby. In China also they are not able to track the deal because China is not bending their back, which Mr. Trump actually don't want. Somebody he is more familiar with people bending on their knees and coming to him. So that is not is happening. So these were the global things which I thought are essential to mention between US, China, and how things have panned out. If nothing happens today and tomorrow in this weekend, then I think we are probably entering into a even worse phase of trade war. Yesterday there was a news flashing on 245% of tariff, which I think was clarified yesterday was with White House, that there were a lot of products. So there were some products on which already they had a tariff of 100%. For example, critical drugs and all those things. And since US has imposed extra 145% tariff, so now it becomes totally 245% tariff. So that is what the news of 245% tariff is. So the tariff on some products is actually very large. And I think if nothing happens, so yesterday we were expecting some kind of dialogue between Trump and Jinping, or let's say China and US. I, in fact, gave my head statement also yesterday in that way, but it didn't happen at all, which is again not a good news. If these two countries don't talk, and if these two countries don't come on table, then I think it will then become difficult for anybody to buckle down. When both the people are saying that I want to talk, this is the time where their juniors can talk with each other and come forward for a table conference, or some kind of negotiator can come between. But those things are not happening. So it's becoming dangerous. If nothing happens between today, tomorrow, and Sunday, anyways, we don't expect too much to happen. But between today and tomorrow, if nothing happens, then I think we are heading for a bigger disaster. Because don't forget, there is only a pause of 90 days on the tariff. The world has not come out of tariff war as yet. It's just a temporary relief. It's just a temporary pause. If US is able to find some solution on the bonds, or let's say something which are stuck in terms of exports or imports, and if they're able to find solutions out of it, they'll again impose tariffs. They will again, start this war. This war is not over. It's just a temporary pause. So this is what I think some of the important things were happening in US markets. I think inflation number came from Euro yesterday, which was below expectation, around 2.6%. So which means that inflation as of now is cooling down, but let's see after tariff what is important. So any inflation which is coming pre-tariff war has no significance now. We have to wait for data which will come after this tariff war, and then only we can conclude on the trajectory of some things. Crude has also picked up. So our crude, which was at one point of time around $58, $59 on Brent, is now around $66. So we have seen around 10% increase in the Brent crude oil prices. That's again one thing to be watched out for. Bond yields are pretty, they become stable now at around 4.3, 4.32 kind of levels. Again, very elevated, but these are not coming down, and are going up from here. Dollar index is probably now very close to 99.2 kind of levels, which means that dollar index, who knows, it starts coming below 99, and we can see those trajectories of 95 on a dollar very soon. I don't know whether it will happen or not, but this is where the dollar index is showing. The dollar index is not showing you any sign of any recovery at all, which means that people are in no hurry to buy dollars, but people are buying gold. So one trade which is working out very easily and on the cards every day morning, which trade is working out, is sell dollars, buy gold. Sell dollars, buy gold. एक सिंपल ट्रेड वर्कआउट हो रही है मार्केट के अंदर for last 10 days, and it's continuing. Every day morning, countries will wake up, they will sell dollars, and they will buy gold. I think every country is doing that. Whether it is Japan, whether it is China, Europe, everybody is just selling dollars and they are buying gold. That is why dollar is coming down and the gold is going up. Yesterday, even some news which came from Mr. Powell's speech. In spite of that speech, gold didn't come down. Yesterday, there were one or two negatives. So he told that interest rate cuts, I'm not seeing anything in the future. अगर interest rate cut नहीं होगा तो gold के लिए positive नहीं होना चाहिए. It's a negative news for gold, but it didn't buckle at all. It was still rising. Inflation, they're seeing to be higher. So what I'm saying is a simple trade, sell dollar, buy gold, is still working. पता नहीं कब तक काम करेगा. I have no knowledge and I cannot predict this because the moves on both the parameters have been very ferocious. So 110 का डॉलर आज 99 पे आ गया है. So it's around 11% down. And this has all happened in 2 months, so less than 2 months. Gold, which was at around $77,000, $78,000, is now $96,000. So that move is also very ferocious, around 20 or 30% increase in this calendar year itself, the first 4 months. तो ये दोनों में इतना ferocious move आया है, one on the downside and one on the upside, that it is very difficult to predict the future movement. I can't predict it. I don't know what will happen. Who is buying it? Why they are buying it? At what level they are comfortable? What they are seeing future in gold? I mean, it's very difficult for me to predict. But yes, one thing I know: if the refinancing of bonds or let's say debt of US happens on this kind of rate, then again US have to print money. There are two things: one, they are going to recession. That is why they will print money, and second, because they have to refinance their loans. For that also they will print money. If those things to happen, it becomes positive for gold because it becomes negative for dollar as such. So dollar, if US moves into that trajectory, it will still continue to go down, and gold will still continue to go up. But gold ke andar problem is there are a lot of factors which are continuously running now. It's recession, it's inflation, it's interest rates, it's tariff war, and all the uncertainty. So because of 3, 4, 5 factors, this gold is moving up. अब आपको ये नहीं पता कि which factor is contributing how much, and if which factor if removed, what will the resultant effect on the prices. It's very difficult to find out and very difficult to predict. So बहुत difficult है आज डेट में gold को predict करना. That is why I am staying out of it. I am not entering into it, and so is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also moving just like as the US markets are moving, but it's not anything good for. And I told you that I don't mind buy crypto at all. So crypto मेरे interest कम रहता है. But you have to try because a lot of money flows there. So this is how on the global news and on the global parameters. Coming to India, I think a very big ferocious move which has happened on the Indian markets today. This is in spite of Indian IT not doing good at all. We saw the numbers yesterday for Wipro. I mean, pathetic numbers. Again, 1 to 1.5% constant currency revenue down, and they are predicting another 1.5 to 3% cut on the constant currency revenue for next quarter, even from this cut. So actually, the company is into a degrowth phase. It's not even a growth phase. We are into a degrowth phase. तो ऐसे degrowth companies के ऊपर आप क्या valuation दोगे? Very difficult to give any kind of valuation to these kind of companies. And that is why these kind of companies are really struggling. Only advantage these kind of companies are they sitting on cash. So I think they are sitting on around $20 billion of cash. That is what is advantage. 2 billion, 20 billion. I'm forgetting the numbers of cash. They are high on cash. So this is what the advantage is. And one more thing is deal wins are pretty good. That is another advantage which I saw. But apart from these two things, I didn't find any advantage. Like, in the commentary also, they are saying that they are expecting a lot of uncertainty from the US markets, and they're not seeing much growth from US markets at all. So TCS was a country, was a company which has many regional revenue avenues. But companies like Wipro, Infosys, where the major business comes from US, these commentaries are very important. Today we have results from Infosys. Let's see how the commentary goes because they have, they give guidance also. So let's see what can be the guidance of Infosys. It's looking like there will be a cut in guidance by 1%. This is what markets are pricing in. But let's see how it goes. According to me, the way US markets are panned out as of now, the way US markets are getting nervous, the way their manufacturers, their CEOs, and the bond market, inflation, Mr. Powell, whatever they are saying, it's looking like the worst is not over for US. We might see some more downfall from US from here on. So, lag raha hai dekh ke, until unless we see some kind of deal happening between US and China, if it does not happen, US will actually enter into a very bad phase. It's not be easy. It's not be an easy phase for US. It'll be a difficult phase, and Mr. Trump will have to now probably think twice, thrice before taking any decisions because we are into a close-knitted world, and these are things which affect us a lot. So who would have thought the tariff war will come to an end, first phase, first round, because of bonds being sold off aggressively? Nobody has hoped for that. Nobody even predicted that, but that's what happened. We saw a massive sell-off in bonds, US bonds, and that's what triggered the pause on the first round of tariff war. So this is how the markets are. This is how the difficulties of predicting the markets are. Coming to India again, so the results are not good from Wipro at all. So IT companies, it's looking like whoever has more business from US will remain under trouble, and they will not allow the markets to go up because Nifty IT still has a contribution of around 20% to the index, which will keep it subdued and keep it pretty down. But the advantage to the markets is again the pocket of Nifty Bank. My goodness, what a move today! What a move today! So again a ferocious move, and we have been predicting this. Nifty Bank ही ऐसा है जो उस market को lead करेगा. It will take the Nifty upwards. We have predicted that 60,000 is the level on the Bank Nifty for this calendar year end. But as of now, as we speak, we have already reached 54,500. So again, 10% move. We can move from here on. Yes, the answer is yes. But will it be a straight line? The answer is no. We might see some profit booking here and there and some parameters getting cool off. But overall, banking stocks look very good from here. So now the problem with Bank Nifty is that HDFC Bank today was trading at, or let's say closing at all-time high. ICICI Bank has closed today at all-time high. Kotak Bank has already reached to its all-time high. Smaller banks are not doing good because of the NPAs and the unsecured loans which they have given, whether it is RBL Bank or Bandhan Bank or let's say AU Bank or let's say IDFC First Bank. These 3-4 banks will struggle because of that. PSU banks में पहले ही rally आ चुका था. This time they are not contributing too much. So we have to see Bank Nifty how much it goes from here on. But this is, I would feel that first round of rally for Bank Nifty is also over. And we should see some consolidation now moving forward, both in Nifty and Nifty Bank. I'm not saying that the markets will take a downturn from here. It's not looking like that. But यहाँ से एक rest जरूरी है. Markets cannot actually move one-sided. It should take some rest, and the reason is Nifty IT is not contributing, Nifty Metals is not contributing, Nifty FMCG is not contributing, and Nifty Auto and Pharma also have problems because of the tariffs which are still lingering around. So Trump has told that he will be reducing tariffs on auto, but no announcement has come yet. Pharma, he has told that he will put in tariffs, so Pharma is under pressure because of that as well. So because the 3, 4, 5 pocket which will not, take the market forward. This is why Nifty should take some rest from here on. See, one index cannot take them to the market to such a high level. So 54,500, around that Nifty Bank is there today, which is approximately all-time high again from Nifty Bank. So Nifty Financial has already made their all-time high for the last 2-3 days. Today, I think Nifty Bank also has come very close to making their all-time highs. Or it's come all-time high, it's just 50-60 points away, or let's say 30-40 points away. So it's nearly all-time high only. So यहाँ पे आके शायद एक pause मिलने को लगेगा. Anyways, we have results now from HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank lined up. Let's see how the results come up. Infosys is also today, so let's see how it comes. What's the guidance from you, Infosys? Like TCS told that they are not worried and they are still thinking FY26 will be better than FY25. Let's see what kind of guidance can Infosys give. But so I have booked some profits on my positions today. It's not that I'm seeing any downturn from here, but the move has been so fast. I mean, just 4 or 5 trading sessions, we have seen the markets moving from 21,700 to 23,800 just in a, if somebody would have missed the market for 1 week or 10 days, he would not have seen what has happened. So we went to 23,800. We again slipped to 27,700. 21,700. Again, it happened in 7-8 trading sessions. And again, within 5 or 6 trading sessions, again, we're back to 23,800. So it has been a very typical shift from both sides again and again. So किसी ने अगर 10 दिन market नहीं देखा होगा, तो he would have still seen, oh, market वहीं की वहीं है. But it's not like that. He has to be told that market has actually gone down to 21,700 first, and now they again come back to 23,800. So 23,800 is the level जहाँ से market ने बड़े double top बनाया था. Third time we're hitting it. My guess is the market will go past it. It will surpass it. Market should go 24,200 to start with at the first level of target again. But markets should take some pause also here and there. When we want now Nifty to be contributed by FMCG, we want autos, we want pharma, and we want IT to contribute. These are the 4 sectors which we want now to make some contribution in the Nifty, because uske baad, otherwise it is happening like only one sector is taking that up, which is not possible actually. See, how can you expect the results of only Nifty Bank to be good? अगर बैंक तभी अच्छा करेंगे ना. If Nifty IT is not doing good, अगर उनके employees की salary नहीं बढ़ रही है, their employee wages are not going up, they are the persons who have from last 1 or 2 decades, they have taken this home prices up, property का boom उनकी वजह से आया है. Lot of economy is getting contributed by IT. Lot of employment is there in IT. तो IT तो subdued रहेगा, ऐसा डाउन रहेगा, तो निफ्टी बैंक के अंदर लोन्स कहाँ से आएंगे? अगर प्राइवेट कैपेक्स नहीं होगा, अगर चाइना डंपिंग करता रहेगा इंडिया के अंदर, मेटल सबड्यूड रहेंगे, तो मेटल के प्राइसेस अगर कम है तो मैन्युफैक्चरर में क्यों प्लांट रहेंगे? अगर मेरा मेटल्स का प्राइस कम है तो मेरे को कैसे प्रॉफिट मिलेगा? इफ आई एम गेटिंग मेटल्स एट सच अ चीप प्राइस फ्रॉम अराउंड द वर्ल्ड, तो यहाँ के लोग कैसे कैपेक्स करेंगे? अगर यहाँ के लोग कैपेक्स नहीं करेंगे तो बैंक कैसे बढ़ेंगे आगे? So if you link everything will link to banks again. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि banks can rise from here single-handedly. They will need support from Nifty IT. They will need support from Nifty FMCG at least, and to a certain extent pharma also, because pharma should not do very bad from here. It's very difficult for Mr. Trump to put tariffs on pharma. We all know that. But अगर ऐसा नहीं होता है और जब तक ऐसा नहीं होता है तो मार्केट थोड़ा यहाँ पॉज ले सकता है. It can spend some time. It can spend some consolidation. थोड़ा ऊपर थोड़ा नीचे. It can spend some time and take a breather. This is where probably I like to re-enter the markets again. This is personally my choice. I'm again telling you, I'm still of the opinion the market should go higher from here on. But I have taken a pause because मेरे को इतना अच्छा profit इतना जल्दी मिल गया. See, I predicted that market will again take a U-turn from 23,800. मैंने लास्ट टाइम प्रेडिक्ट किया, मैं निकल गया मार्केट से, एंड आई कुड अगेन एंटर द लेवल्स ऑफ 21,700. मैंने उसको शॉर्ट भी किया, आई कुड गेट सम प्रॉफिट. देन आई अगेन एंटर द मार्केट फ्रॉम 22,000 लेवल्स अगेन, एंड अगेन आई गॉट द 1,800 पॉइंट्स मूव इन जस्ट 4 or 5 days. तो जब मुझे प्रॉफिट मिल रहा है तो व्हाई शुड आई वेट फॉर द मार्केट्स टू give me some more profit? You should not do FOMO, and you should not be greedy in markets. If you're getting decent profit, it's okay to sit on sidelines. I'm happy to put my money in FD again. At least give me 7% more. That's fine with me. So that's how my thinking goes. I don't know which levels you entered and what is your positions. Those things you decide on your own. But what my expectation is कि मार्केट यहाँ थोड़ा पॉज ले सकता है अगर आपको फ्राइडे सैटरडे संडे के अंदर कोई न्यूज नहीं आती है फ्रॉम द यूएस चाइना थिंग. डोंट फॉरगेट द टैरिफ वॉर इज नॉट ओवर. चाइना और यूएस का वॉर अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है. हमारा 90 डेज का ही पॉज है. हमारी इकोनॉमी के अंदर जीडीपी ग्रोथ तो नहीं आया है. हमारे जो कमेंट्रीज हैं फ्रॉम द लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज स्टिल नॉट गोइंग गुड. यू टू वेट एंड वॉच ऑन द रिजल्ट्स ऑफ एचडीएफसी बैंक एंड आईसीआईसीआई बैंक, टू बिग रिजल्ट्स. तो मैंने ये फैक्टर्स देखते हुए उसको प्रॉफिट बुक किया आज. एंड अगेन एंटर इनटू द मार्केट डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट ट्रिगर. एज ऑफ नाउ आई एम ऑन द ट्रिगर फ्रॉम एफएमसीजी, फार्मा एंड आईटी. आईटी तभी बढ़ेगा जब आपको दिखेगा कि यूरोप स्लो डाउन नहीं आ रहा. अगर यूरोप स्लो डाउन नहीं आएगा वो तभी नहीं आएगा जब आपका एक यू नो सम काइंड ऑफ अरेंजमेंट विल हैपन बिटवीन चाइना एंड यूएस, या फिर टैरिफ वॉर थोड़ा सबड्यूड होना शुरू हो. डोंट फॉरगेट दैट 10% टैरिफ वॉर अभी भी लगा हुआ है. So 10% tariff was still there. Some sector specific tariffs are still there. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि हम पूरे चीजों से बाहर आ गए. Still there. Plus US China is still fighting, right? और हमारी अर्निंग्स अभी तक अच्छी नहीं थी. इस क्वार्टर में कैसी आती है? We will wait and watch. We'll see. उसके बाद हम कॉल ले सकते हैं. We should not do too much of hurry now. This is what I feel. And since it was a long weekend also, I chose to book my profits and sit on the sideline. But again, I'm saying I still hope for around 400 points. I expect markets to go to at least 24,200. यहाँ पे review कर सकते हैं for 24,500 and next target 24,800, which is the first rebound which we had in November after November Maharashtra elections. मेरे ख्याल से market वहाँ जाके रुक जाए. उसके beyond market नहीं जाना चाहिए. Whatever happens in the world, market should not surpass those levels of 24,800 so fast. बिकॉज जो हमारा अर्निंग ग्रोथ है निफ्टी का ट्रेजेक्टरी का वो 10 से 12% का एक्सपेक्टेशन है फॉर दिस फाइनेंशियल ईयर, फॉर दिस कैलेंडर ईयर. अगर हमने 23,400 से भी स्टार्ट किया है तो वी शुड नॉट टच मोर देन 25,000 फॉर दिस एंटायर कैलेंडर ईयर ऑन अ रीजनेबल वैल्यूएशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. वी कैन ऑलवेज ओवरस्ट्रेच, उसकी कोई लिमिट नहीं होती है. हम ओवरस्ट्रेच कर सकते हैं ऊपर, बट 25,000 इज लुकिंग लाइक अ लेवल टू वॉच आउट फॉर इन टर्म्स ऑफ कंसिडरिंग वॉट एवर इज द अर्निंग ट्रेजेक्टरी जो हमारी अभी है अभी के हिसाब से. If something happens very good because दो हमने जो टैक्स कट्स रेट कट किए हैं, टैक्स कट्स हमने किए हैं, हमने यू नो टैक्स ब्रेक्स दिए हैं इन द बजट, ऑल दो थिंग्स probably they will start kicking in post July onwards, June July onwards, जहां से हम, और लेट्स से मॉनसून इज आल्सो गुड. तो वो जो एंट्री लेवल्स हैं वो हमको बाद में मिलेंगे, वहां पे दोबारा एंटर कर सकते हैं. मीनवाइल वी विल सी सम कंसोलिडेशन. उससे कोई खराब न्यूज़ पे हमको नीचे डिप मिल जाए दोबारा एंटर कर सकते हैं मार्केट्स के अंदर. तो दिस इज व्हाट my analysis would be on the overall markets and overall global front and the Indian markets. So with this, I'll probably end my video for today. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you will like this video. Enjoy a long weekend. Thank you so much.